Now then we're going to go for a turn. And why are we going to turn the horses in the round pen?
Because of the right and the left. Because they get it, because it's a whole new thing for them. On the other side.
Perfect answer there, Mary Jo, because that's exactly it. If they have their vision on one side of the head and the other, the eyes, and this area in the middle is black, if you've ever done this before, if you've ever walked through an arena, which you guys should do, and you just see, if you go clockwise, you'll see a completely different story if you go counterclockwise. Because if I go clockwise, I'll see the house, I'll see the view, I'll see the apartment coming back. This direction, I'm not going to see the apartment. I'm just going to walk straight, see the view. And so they're very, very different views for the horse to experience. So for him, it's new ground. He's saying, when I'm changing the direction, this is new territory for me. So I still have to explore this territory for 1/4 to 3/8 of a mile. So we also look for a specific turn when they turn. And you will get different natural horsemen saying different things on this turn. And I will tell you why I choose my particular turn. But which way do we ask them to turn? And if you know the answer, why? Why is it that way?
You want the inside turn? You want them turning toward you? Or do you want them to push away? It depends on what you're asking.
It does. And I go one particular way.
To the outside.
I go to the outside. Yeah.
Because of your work with the Mustangs, that they'll have, if they turn to the inside, there's a greater chance of compromising your safety because of charging.
Yeah. And you will find, I think it's 90% of natural horsemen say turn your horse to the inside. I don't actually know anybody that says turn them to the outside other than Monty. Now, the reason we're turning to the outside is if a horse is going to be upset with you, they're going to come with the front feet, generally speaking, first. And they pin their ears and they frown and so on. So if you're going to get hurt with an unfamiliar horse, turn them to the outside because it's less likely going to hurt you. But there's more reasons to that than that. What would be another reason? You know, Gillian.
Well, keep them moving away from pressure rather than moving into your zone.
Yeah, I like that. And you actually utilize the hind end pretty nice. I find if it's done correctly and the pressure's on, you're utilizing the hind end nicely, moving them away, keeping the rhythm. Now, the inside turn creates a nice turn on the haunches. So that's why people do that turn. They sit back, the horse sits back and turns. So there's advantages to both. But we can keep the rhythm going with an outside turn. And like Deborah said, the Mustangs will not put a predator in their blind area. I can guarantee it. I'll put money on it. They will not turn away and keep you in a blind area because they cannot see you and cannot trust you. So in fact, turning a horse to the outside is trust building. You're asking them for a moment there to not see you during the turn. That is a trust building exercise. Taking it a step further, if we're starting a young horse under saddle, like was suggested here, I will ground drive my young horses with 2 lines because I'm teaching them left, right, slow, desensitizing them, preparing them for a rider. Now, horses learn with consistent motion. If I've asked them to turn inwards and then 15 minutes later I'm putting 2 lines on them and they're used to an inward turn, they get wrapped up in the lines. So the outside turn has prepared them sufficiently to get them comfortable with lines on them, to teach them left and right. So you're also looking for the path of least resistance, the easiest, simplest way for them to learn, and so the outside turn will benefit them. So we're looking for that. Now, with an outside turn, what body language would you use to ensure that that's what you're achieving? Yeah, foot forward. Now, when you step forward, because you'll perceive forward to be many different things, forward is a straight line towards the horse's head. Straight line meaning you can use 1/4 of the round pen to do a straight line, 1/3 of the round pen, 1/2 of the round pen, because if your horse is here and he's quick, going back to your guy, I might utilize 1/2 the round pen because he's out there doing his own thing. If I go here, he's not going to see me. So I'll go 1/2, and it's still a straight line towards the horse's head. Now, if you release the pressure and create an arc type turn, you will draw on the horse to you. So if at any time you walk backwards in that round pen, you're walking backwards to go for your straight line, you've created an arc. That arc will cause an inside turn. By all means, if you're dancing with your horses and you're looking for a nice pivot in and then a pivot out, bring that into it. Bring it into the equation, that you're turning them in and out and you're dancing. No problem. At this point, that what I'm teaching today, we're not going to do that because we're looking at a specific contract right now. And then later on, you can free school, and it's a different thing.
In at me. I always like to turn
I don't
away.
know
Frank
why.
He does the figure 8 lead change trip and that, and he'll come in. But as he got older, I didn't really like seeing him coming at me.
No,
I don't.
I don't blame you. So, yeah, so we got the turns. The eyes will stay on your horse's eyes, but if you've got a really sensitive guy, if we've got your guy coming in today, Julie, you can possibly create a turn just with your eye contact. Now, if you snap your eyes in front of your horse, you can create a turn when you get a sensitive horse. And I've had a few of them this year already. Where was I? It was awesome. Oh, Arizona. Oh, I had this phenomenal horse. They'd brought him there for behavioral issues. And the only behavioral issue he had telepathic tendencies. That was it. That was it. You thought turn and he turned. You thought turn. And I was in there and I had the glory that I looked awesome because I was thinking turning and dancing and this guy was doing it. And it was fantastic. By the end of the class, this woman realized that she had one horse in 1,000 horses. This guy was spot on the money. So when you get a horse that sensitive, you move your eyes to there, they will turn on a dime. You just got to know that that's what they do. So the least you use would be your thought to create the turn, accelerating up to your eyes, accelerating up to pivoting, to just moving or advancing towards them. And the most you would use would be the line, the advancing, the eyes, the voice, you name it. So that's how the scale goes up and down on the body language.